Hello, Flosstube. Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches here with my Flosstube update number 322. Today is Saturday, February 24th, so the month is almost over. 5 more days left, right? I guess it's 29 days this year. It's a leap year. So I want to address this right here. I have a bunch of little band-aids on my face, and there's one on my ear here too. I had a dermatologist appointment yesterday, and so they did some little what they called scouting biopsies, here. So they just wanted to make sure this area here doesn't have any skin cancer on it, and then they removed a little thing here on my ear. I think they did something a year ago or so, but they worked on it again yesterday. So it's okay. And actually, the one blessing is that, they give you a little lidocaine injection before they do, the procedures. And of course, it was, hurt a little bit on my ear. Not bad though, But then on my face here, the one good thing about, the brain surgery I had several years ago, left me, part of my face is numb. Like if I dribble something out of on my chin, I can't really feel it. But so because of that numbness, I couldn't feel the needle at all when the technician was like, numbing my cheek before they did the little scrapings. So she's like, "Can you feel that?" I'm like, "Nope." But anyway, so technically today, I guess I'm supposed to take these off and use Aquaphor or Vaseline or something to coat them and they, to do the biopsies, they marked on my face with a marker. And so he said, yeah, the Vaseline or Aquaphor or whatever should, take all the markings off. But so I went ahead and left the Band-Aids on for this video just so that I wouldn't have, raw wounds on my face, and B, so that I wouldn't have to deal with taking the marker off, just yet, but so yeah. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to do today was highlight a couple of things. If you see back here, this little daisy has it's a little hard to see, and I'm not going to take it off the wall, but there's a bee there, and my sister did this. I don't know. I don't think it was last year. I think it was sometime before that. But anyway, there's that little bee. It's a metal daisy thing that I think was at Hobby Lobby, maybe. But she did that. She finished that little bee that way. It's really cute. I think it's Cute Patterns by Maria, I think. She also did a really cute pattern called Whale in a Bottle. I think that's the same designer. But I think she's also the designer of this one, Lemon Cat.
Lemon Cat is you got the right design.
Okay. So, so this is how she finished Lemon Cat with I think this it was like a cutting board. This design, this lemon, and then this is just stuck on there, and then this little beaded lemon thing, and she found this also. It's just a little beaded coaster kind of thing, and these are all from Hobby Lobby, I think. Yeah, so there's that, and I just wanted to show these because it's a whole different way of, I did a lot of finishing last year, and however good they or bad they might have been, depending on what you like, it's really a struggle for me to sort of sit there and think, how do I want to finish this? I don't know. I don't want to do. I usually, don't have anything in mind, but so I feel like Eve just looks at something and goes, oh, I know what I'm going to do with that. And there it is. It's all done. So this is one she did just recently. This is called Daisy May. It's by Stitching with the Housewives. And so, and I think this fabric was one that she dyed herself. But so, yeah, so she had stitched this and finished stitching it, I think, last year, but had this sitting around and hadn't FFO'd it yet. And she had bought this little board last year. And I think it's supposed to be a cutting board maybe or something, but it has these little daisies, like etched into it or whatever. Right. So she painted some of them. Here you can see. There's one down here, over here. But then she also bought like these little stickers. So there's some bees here. And there's daisies that echo this very nicely. And then she had, there's a daisy button there. And look at this ribbon is really cute. It's black with little bees on it. And then this daisy ribbon is sort of angled to, basically along the edge of this. And there's a bee fabric square back there. Yeah. And I'm smashing the little daisy ribbon here. But yeah, so that was a really cute finish that she did just the other day. Finished that. So yeah. So it's kind of my inspiration and my like see what you could do if you were better at this. But anyway, so yeah, that's fun. So I have a few things to share with you along with a teeny little bit of haul. But so I did have a finish. So and I finished this actually last week on Saturday. So Saturday I was almost done with my cross stitch camp piece, winter cross stitch camp, and I finished it like Saturday night or something. So there's the Mouse's Christmas decorating by Tinymodernist. And oh, there it is. So there's the little ornaments hanging there off of this holly vine, and there's the holly berries there, and a little cardinal, and a snowman, and then there's the mouse. It's a really, really cute design. So I have two more of these little mouse designs by Tinymodernist, and apparently she's done like 10 or 11 of them. So yeah. So this one was done actually in 2020. So it's a few years old now. So yeah, so apparently she did show recently. There's some more that she designed just recently. This is the finish of it, the model of it. Yeah. So I stitched it on this light blue fabric that I did a bunch of Christmas things on. Hold on one second. So this fabric is I think it's a linen, I think, and I never remember whether it's 28 or 32 count. I think it's 28, but that I dyed myself. But so I had stitched several Christmas things on it, and I like it. I like the cloth and everything, but it's kind of wobbly, so it was really hard to measure. Out here when I was making those things, because I had used a cross stitch calculator or to see how much fabric to make sure I had enough of this, and so I was trying to cut pieces out of it. It was like if I pulled it, it was really hard to get it straight. So I used my corner gauge and so I didn't pre-cut it because I was like, I don't want to fight with it again. So I'll wait till I finish stitching it and then I'll fight with it. But so it's slightly wrinkled because I didn't iron anything. But yeah, so it came out really cute. So now part of me is very anxious to finish the other ones that I have in that series. I have two more of the Mouse's Beach Outing and Mouse's Lucky Day, which is a St. Patrick's Day thing. And the beach outing is just, But anyway, that's for winter cross-stitch camp. That one. And, excuse me. Let me put this down here. I went to the attic today, so I have just a couple things to show you from there. Things I really can't afford. Especially, I've been purposefully avoiding all the Nashville market stuff because although I'm sure there'll be things there I want, a couple of things I've seen already, I thought, but yeah, like Lindy Stitches has done several Flosstube videos that are just specifically, Nashville releases that are going to be coming out, and I think I watched the first one, but I purposefully haven't watched the other ones since then because I don't want to be tempted, as it is, the Nashville things will come out and, and I'll be tempted then probably, but, until then, I'm trying to just hold off on that. So my other WIPGO, my first WIPGO piece was, or I should say, the first one I worked on, it's number 24 of the two that she called, is the Beaver. Cottage Garden Samplings, part of their A Year in the Woods series. And so last week I had finished this tree and part of the cabin there. Let me pull this up. And again, it's very wrinkled because, I didn't iron anything. So, yeah. But so I did like this, the orange like stuff on this tree is all finished. The leaves, there's some more down here that I didn't get to, and I didn't do the other color. There's two colors to these leaves. You'll see there's, a lighter and a darker color. And I didn't do whichever one, the other one, the darker one, I guess. I didn't do the darker color yet. But I did finish the cabin. So the cabin is all done. And then like I just did the one color on what I could, get to on the tree. And then there's the Beaver himself. And there's, another color that goes in these little designs on his body. And I was working on the brown, and there's like one line that goes down here, and it continues down here. And I didn't do it because of whatever. And then here, these are like half stitches I haven't finished. It was I was doing out and back on that, and so I had stopped partway through. There's part of his little back foot. I didn't do the front foot yet, but or anything. And I don't know if I'm going to get back to it or not. I kind of don't think so, because I put in the 7 days on this one, and I still had my other WIPGO piece to do. So I stopped there. So hope I don't know if I'll get back to that or not. But that's the Beaver. So that's one of my WIPGO pieces. And then Mouse's Christmas decorating was actually supposed to be another WIPGO secondary WIP new start, basically. But I went ahead and used it for cross-stitch camp. So I don't know if I'll do something else when the Mouses, the beach outing and the lucky day get called. I may do something else. But so Rabbit was one of my other secondary WIPs, and I had already shown that. I worked on it the beginning of the month, I guess, and got as far as I got on it. A couple days work on there. But anyway, so I wanted to get to my other WIPGO piece. This is number 3, my other WIPGO project. And this was Mama Cat. Sorry, I didn't show you finished thing. This is a Dimensions kit by the designer is Popp, but it's a little calico cat wearing a little kerchief and glasses. And so my sister thought, I thought the cat looked a little sad-faced, but my sister said, oh, she just looks very thoughtful, pensive, I guess. But to me, it looks a little sad. But, you know, that little kitty mouth. But so like I said, that came with the green Ada, and it's a very stiff Ada. And if I had been more patient and more thoughtful, I probably could have rinsed some of the stiffness out of this. But as it is, it's very stiff. That's why this is in the hoop, and I haven't taken it out because it's really hard to get back in the hoop because it's very stiff. But so last time I worked on this, which was probably Mania, or it could have been one of my new starts for last year, but I think it was Mania. So I just did like a couple of days on it. And so last time I had done all this gray on the cat's face and the mouth and the nose, and I think part of this white of the face. And I had done the lighter kind of reddish color on the kerchief. So this time I did the dark color, the darker kind of red color. And I think the nose and mouth were already done in that darker color. So I finished the white of the lower part of the face and the nose, and then there's more white in the cat's ears and then down here on the chest. But so I got, you know, tired of doing this white, and I didn't feel like there's a lot of more like gray, you know, here or whatever. But I wanted to do something different, so I started the glasses. So I have one side done, and then the other side. The thing that's hard about this is that there is it's right where the chart is. The chart is 2 pages, and so the split is like right over the glasses on this side. The split is like right here, you know, and with this chart, there's no, like, you know how you usually have a couple of squares that are gray to show the overlap, whatever. There's no overlap, so, you know, I'm having, fortunately the squares are, you know, marked off, the 10 by 10 squares, so I can kind of tell how they line up, you know, like, okay, this one is on the 3rd square of that 10, and on this page, and on this page, you know, where's the 3rd one down or whatever, so that I can get them, you know, lined up exactly. And but it's kind of hard. It's kind of crazy making. And if I really, you know, if I wanted to be more ambitious, I guess I could make working copies and tape them together or something, get the right place. You know. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm just taking my time, and, you know, I think I'm over the hump that, like, is right here. So I think I can work on this side, you know, better. So yeah, but I'm only at day, I think today is the 3rd day. So, you know, so I still have a few more days to work on that, to finish that. So that is Mama Cat. That's my WIPGO number 3. And the new WIPGO numbers are supposed to be coming out, if not tomorrow is the official day, the 25th. So sometimes she does things a little early, but, you know. I actually, just before I filmed this, I was checking the, you know, to see whether she had posted the new numbers yet or not. But, you know, so any day now, I mean, either today or tomorrow, the numbers for March should be posted. But anyway, the other thing, my other secondary piece, and this is also a new start, is Winter Cardinal Etching. Is it Winter Cardinal? Yeah, Winter Cardinal Etching by Cecilia Turner of Heart and Hand Needleart. And this was in the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine from 2020. that year she did a series of these etching designs. So she had for each of the seasons, right? Spring hair etching is the spring one, which I have not done yet. Summer catch etching, which was 3 fish that I did for my dad, and autumn owl etching was an owl that I did for my sister-in-law, and then this one, winter cardinal etching, which I really, it's so pretty. I just love that. So I started this just last night because, you know, I was kind of a little bored or whatever, so I wanted to start it. So I did just the one tree here, and then this little, I had a little scrap of yarn of floss left, so I did these little, there's like 4 little stitches there. So here it is. I just did, like I said, the one tree and then those 4 little stitches. So, and the cardinal goes right here. But the reason I had not done, I didn't, you know, work on the cardinal at all, was that I did not have the, it calls for color and cotton threads. And I did not have the called for cherry cobbler. I was looking at all my color and cotton threads, and I did not have that one. And, you know, and I thought about, you know, I've got plenty of reds. I could probably have found one, but I kind of wanted to get their cherry cobbler. And so, yeah. So today we went ahead, we finally had some time to go to the attic. And and my younger sister, you know, she's like on the edges of cross stitch. She likes it, but she, you know, she has been doing a lot more knitting. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I had looked at something or if I had said the magic words, because, you know, your phones are always listening to you. But like I have on my feed, all of a sudden I had a whole bunch of crocheting and knitting videos. You know, like, really? But, you know, it's, yeah, I'm not the one who's interested in it. My sister is, you know. But one thing actually that was I've seen one of these for cross stitches also, but it says, you know, there's various people, like the cross stitching one. I think there's maybe 3 people in this video, and they're sort of taking turns, you know, and somebody says, we're cross stitchers, so naturally we have blah 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 blah. And I can't remember all of the cross stitching ones, but the knitters, you know, one, there's one for knitters and one for crocheters. So you know, again, the crocheters, you know, we're crocheters, and so naturally we have blah blah blah. But the knitters one, I just recently saw, and I remember one of them says something like we're knitters, so naturally I have, you know, like stitch markers in my couch, in my kitchen, in my car, in my, you know, whatever. And this one person says, I'm a knitter, so I have like knitting projects, you know, I have in every room of the house and in my car. So yeah, so that's how cross stitchers are, right? You have like a whole bunch of cross stitching patterns everywhere. Yeah, like I said, I'm a cross stitcher, so I have a needle lost in my bed somewhere or something, you know. But anyway, so I went to the attic specifically for this Classic Colorworks Cherry Cobbler to do that cardinal. And while I was there, I had a list of threads for 2 other patterns that I recently bought at the attic. Last time I went to the attic, which was a few weeks ago, last month maybe sometime, I don't remember. But I had bought these 2 patterns, and I had not looked at the threads that were listed there, and maybe 2 or 3 I might have already had, but I went ahead and bought them anyway. But so there's one called Una Owl, and And off the top of my head, I can't think of the name of the designer. And the other one is Snowy. Let me see if I have it here. Sorry. Just a second. Spring Snow. And I think Spring Snow is an ink circles pattern. And Una Owl is the other one, which is by the same person that did it's a raven or crow or something. And I can't think of that person's name either. But I know that pattern was very popular. The crow or raven or whatever it was. So Una Owl is another one by that same designer. But so I had bought those two, the Spring Snow, and Una Owl. I got those two patterns, and I had not looked at whatever the threads were, so I had them written down there. And so I got, I think all but one thread, the one thread they were out of, but I think I have that, which is on Beaver. I think it was a Needleart Samplers gas thread. But anyway, these were Classic Color Works. So I went ahead and bought these three. And they are German Chocolate, Stormy Night, and Colonial Rose. These three. Nice. And then a whole bunch of Needleart threads. And, oopsie. These are mostly from that, those two patterns, the snowy, what did I say? Spring Snow and the Una Owl thing. So these are all Needleart colors. So this is espresso bean, maple syrup. This I might have already. Old Purple Paint. I know I have this already, but I think I used it for something. Deep Forest, which is a sort of a grayish, greenish gray color. I don't know. And then Straw Bonnet. I think I have this one also, but you know, whatever. Burlap and Slate. Yeah. And so then I bought also a few Weeks Dye Works colors, Indian Summer, and I'll talk about that a little bit. And sorry, Arrowhead. Oopsie, yeah, Arrowhead. And Tiger's Eye. And while I was there, I was trying not to look at patterns because, you know, I have a bazillion. And a matter of fact, I'll talk about it in a second. But these Statehood Splendor series, these were done by, what is it? Thread Milk. And I know they came out, I want to say they came out last year, or maybe 2 years ago. I don't remember. No, 21, 22. So a few years ago, a couple years ago. Anyway, I had seen them, you know, the various different states. I think like a lot of people are doing like states they've been to, they visited, or whatever, or states that they've lived in or whatever. So I got the New Mexico one and Arizona. And at first I thought I was just going to get the New Mexico chart because that's where I was born, that's where I grew up, and everything else, and that's where most of my family lives. But I also went ahead and got the Arizona one because that's where I live now. But also, that's where like many members of my dad's family were. You know, like his mother was born here in Arizona, I think, and you know some other relatives. So yeah, so I got these two. The only difference is what's weird is that this one here is that Week Star Works Indian Summer. But also a thread that's called for is Khaki Black by Valdani, a Valdani thread. But the only place it's used is in this little chili pepper, the stem of this chili pepper. There's like maybe 6 stitches or something there. So and then this thread is variegated like red and black, kind of, or red to maybe dark, very dark red. But so for the chili pepper stem, for one thing, at the attic, I think they said they no longer carry Valdani threads, and so I'm just going to use a different color. I'm just going to find some color to use for that. And I don't know if there's a DMC alternative. It's not listed, but maybe inside for the pattern, there might be some. I don't know. But if not, I'll just pick a color to do that stem with. And then for the Arizona one, it's done in Gloriana silk, actually. Cinnabar medium, I guess, is the color for it. But yeah, I'm not going to do that, I don't think. I don't think I have a red silk thread, because the only silk threads I have, or maybe I do, I might have, some random red threads, because the only I do have some Gloriana silks, but the only ones I have are for that Rabbit series, and I don't know that there's anything that this shade of red. There's maybe some darker shades or whatever, but yeah. So, and I don't have to do it in silk, obviously. So I find something appropriate for that. And the other color it lists is Casa Colorworks, I think. Ye Old Gold, which I do have, but I think the only place it's used is right here for this button. I don't think it's anywhere else in the actual design. So yeah, and I didn't buy the button. I didn't look for the button. It's a Jabco snowflake. Tiny snowflake, I think is what it's, yeah. But so I don't know. It's not. I didn't get that. I may or may not, in the future. But But anyway, so this pattern, and they're inexpensive. They're only like $5 or something like that. So I went ahead and got them. But yeah. So there was something else I was going to say about those. I don't know. But yeah, so that was my little trip to the attic, and so yeah, that I like those 2 patterns, and and all that. So the other thing I was going to talk about regarding patterns is that not too long ago I was going through all my patterns, and and making a list of everything I have, whatever, and there were several in there that I was looking at that I thought, I'm probably never going to stitch that. I bought it at some point, and then basically since then I've kind of changed my mind about whatever. And I know that some people specifically don't do giveaways with PDF files that they have, and technically I guess you could argue that it's kind of a little bit of a violation, because if you buy a PDF file, there's nothing that says you can't stitch it and then give it away. And I don't know, I guess if you've already paid for it as a PDF, it's not too different really from like if I paid for this, if I stitch it and then I give away this pattern, whoever gets it, they didn't pay for it, I'm giving it to them. But so technically it's the same thing with a PDF pattern, except that of course if I wanted to print it here and print it there and give it away and give it away and give it away, technically that's that would be robbing somebody else for that. But I'm just going to give it away once, and I'm not going to, So I have a couple of PDFs. One I bought some time ago. It's by Twin Peak Primitives, called Tracking the Seasons, and it's like it's a very big PDF file, because it's for it's like a design over 4 seasons, right? It's like a little farm scene, and in the spring and in the summer and the fall, like that. So so it's very nice. It's very pretty. And at the time I bought it, it was a giveaway for, like, if you buy this pattern, you were entered for a chance to go to the Netherlands. Pam and Steph of Just Keep Stitching were doing they were going to the Netherlands, and the twins at Twin Peak Primitives were going to pay for somebody else, to go along with them, and they were doing a drawing, and so to be eligible for that drawing, you had to buy this pattern. So I went ahead and bought it, and but looking at it later, as at the time I bought it, I thought, okay, it's very nice. I don't know that I'll do all 4 seasons right away or whatever or anything. But then the more I looked at it, when I went through just recently, I thought, well, I don't know that it's, I'm not going to stitch it probably. So, so I have a few things like that I came across later, as I went through all my inventory of everything, and I thought, maybe I don't want that. Maybe, and everybody's, your tastes change. You get excited about something, and then you later on you think, So, so yeah, I want to go through my list again and see and decide for sure which things I'm gonna, give away to whoever is interested in them. So I think I'm gonna do that, and that'll help cull down my list a little bit. Not a whole lot, but somewhat. So that's going to be coming up soon. I don't know when I'm going to get to that, but very soon, I think. So I think that's all I have now for this week. I think, like I said, either maybe later on today or tomorrow for sure, the new WIPGO numbers are going to come out for March, and we'll see what those are going to be. And in the meantime, I have a few more days to work on Mom Cat and my other, secondary whips, whatever the new starts that I have. The new start for winter Cardinal etching. I have the spring hair etching on my WIPGO board. So, and actually, I can probably do it on this same fabric if the colors work on it. So we shall see. But anyway, so I think that's it. I think that's all I have for this week. So I will see you all next week, and we'll be into the month of March, just barely, and I'll have the new WIPGO numbers for March, as well as whatever else I'm working on. So yeah, so I will see you then, and sorry. Thanks for watching. Bye.